Answer, because you are that, you are capable, you are gifted, and you are soon to be opinionated. It's okay to be different, and it's so okay to just be you. The world awaits to receive you.
Blessings, blessings. I'm not going to be on. Oh, sorry. I'm not going to be on the screen right now, guys. I'm not ready. But I did want to stream live tonight. Instead of missing the Thornton Township meeting, we will be streaming live using your favorite survivor stream. I want to say shout out to her. We have her information at the bottom. We're going to put on the screen. I'm just going to creep in the background, play some music for you guys, get the tone going, and see how things are going to happen today with our new supervisor in place. Our new supervisor is Napoleon. So we're going to check the tone. We'll pray that we have people that actually really show up. I hope people understand the importance of showing up and they just, don't stop, because they, got Tiffany out, because you still have to pay attention to details of what's going on. There's going to be a lot of moving pieces. So with that being said, we're just gonna chill in the background. I think they should be starting hopefully soon. Um, while we do that, let me see. Can I pull up the agenda? Okay. Blessings. I hope you guys having a great day. I'm just getting up. Y'all like what? Yeah, y'all know I'm a creep. I work at night some nights, so I'll be sleeping. But I definitely said we're gonna get up for this. Hold on, bear with me, guys. I want to get to my I got to get to my messages. See if we can get the agenda up there for you guys. Shout out to all the residents that's keeping their eyes on things, staying focused. All right, I got it. The meeting didn't start yet, so let me just add this to the screen. I wish I could show more than one thing. StreamYard gonna have to step it up. Anybody know that StreamYard can share more than one thing? Y'all let me know. All right, Digga, this is the agenda for tonight. Approving the bills for the general funds. I just jumped down. Of the general funds, assistant fund, rolling bridges, old business resolution proclamation, approve an ordinance to establish rules governing meetings of Thornton Township. Okay, that's supposed to be Open Meetings Act, right? Um, recession of ordinance regulating the use of township Mercedes for personal promotions by elected or appointed officials. Merchandise, I do apologize. I said Mercedes. Merchandise. And why are they still going after over that? What's going on? Mm, that's weird. I'm kind of thinking about that. What do they want to start using it again or they don't? Because I know they addressed this already. New business, approval of summer enrichment program, approval of township officials of Illinois' newly elected official training and virtual workshop. Okay, that's good. That's good. It was funny because we did hear Carmen say in an interview that as a new trustee, when she was first a new trustee, it was all new to her. She had to learn as she go. So it's a blessing now that they know the importance of training people before they get into this position, or while they're doing it, like a formal training on what to expect. Approval of upcoming events, bingo. So they starting bingo again. So the budget went up. Is 5,000. Now we need to know 5,000 per what? Per bingo game for the month. Because before it was 4,000, y'all, and we was complaining about that. You could buy a lot with $4,000. So when Tiffany was buying them TVs and stuff, you remember we went through that. And I'm like, hey, looking at she was looking like she was under 4,000 for a couple of months, and then she just went, she rocked out with, it went crazy, and we showed that. But the budget's 5,000 now. Before it was 4. All right, Father's Day Juneteenth event coming up. Budget 7,000. Everybody's birthday, senior, I guess a monthly birthday party. Budget $6,668. What is that? Someone must have really put a real like list together for that number right there. That's a real number. So somebody must got a plan for that. But I do want to reflect on the unaudited budget they had brought out, and it was a problem. You remember that? Under the activities, they didn't really have much listed, and I told you that they have to readdress it. I hope that they make like a total budget for the activities, like let's say 100,000, and then as we see it like this, it'll make more sense as far as what is being spent for what particular section. I think that needs to have been added to the budget. We're going to look at that when we do Thornton Township 2.0. Don't forget, don't worry, we are doing it. And there's some updates about Dalton as well. Dalton, their last meeting, they do have basically all the bills that they paid for in a packet that's on the website. So we're going to look at that. So we're going to see what bills house and everybody was paying. We'll talk about that. There's a lot of catching up for them to do. So people have to be understandable about it's going to look a little funny for the first couple of months. An appointment of administrative assistant. Okay. Closed session. And why every time they do the closed session, I notice they come back and they don't say anything. Y'all notice that? I wonder what they've been talking about in the closed sessions. So we're going to keep our eye on that. Let me put your favorite survivor back on the screen. Oh, look at Mary. First person. Oh, she's talking to Stan. What the hell? What the helly? You threw me off. I'm sorry, y'all. I was like, oh, look at Mary. Oh, Stan. It's like sore eyes. Ugh. So y'all tell me how y'all feel about what's going on. Blessing Saint Sinner, how are you, beautiful? Thank you for being here. Y'all let me know what y'all feel about what's going on. You know, the changes what you expect. Like I said, I do think, like many say, I do think that there's a lot of cleaning that needs to be done in Thornton and Dalton. We haven't seen Hunt. Oh no, somebody said Hunt was at the inauguration. Y'all know that? Yeah, was Hunt at the inauguration, y'all? Somebody gonna have to confirm that because that jigger got to go. He got to go. So yeah. We're looking for Hunt. Smith, Catch a Dog Smith is quiet. Somebody's about to tell me about that. Who about that? I meant to say about her. Trying to figure out. Y'all know her name right there? Is that Babe Solo? I know it's two people down there that's recording. I know they don't mind. They don't mind Grace Levi using their stuff, right, y'all? Oh, yeah. Who else? Who else we have not seen down there? Oh, some residents was telling, now this is kind of just straying on to Dalton. Some residents still feeling disdain because they seeing Tiffany Hughes, Miss Hughes, the one that was down there that disappeared, and then she back walking around there. She's still there in Dalton. Stan and his wife too. His wife is in Thornton. She was the one that was spending the money, arguing with people about the credit card, talking about she needed a credit card. Y'all forget about that. I got the clips. I just been a little over, got a lot going on. But Stan, I'm still, you see what I'm doing, y'all. One by one, I'm still keeping my foot on their neck. These people that gotta go. We will continue to talk about it. So I think we have a little Stan, my man, and his wife special coming up. Keep your eye on that, Miss. I need the credit cards for bingo. And that's what we need to look forward to is the new process being set up for spending. Who has the credit card? Is there a credit card? Do each department has an allocated budget for the year and for the month? Who is the person in charge of that? If it's going to be based on the departments, if you're not going to just have one person with the credit card, because as I mentioned to you guys, people like that. Somebody was like, that's not virtually impossible. I think that was someone on Tiffany Goons, but it's possible for you to have one or two credit cards with authorized users. And when that person needs, they go to HR and go get the card and sign it out and say what they're going to buy. Simple. Why do you have to take the credit card home? And it's just, a little bit too much. So I hope that that's one of the things they address throughout these meetings is what is the process moving forward of actually spending. Now I will say it was a benefit to the credit cards. Is the catch 22. Pay attention. They got a lot of cash back rewards. We saw that. They got like $20,000 or something like that in cash back because they not spent. But what it was spending and paying it, spending, paying it, spending. But you can track the spending better on a credit card. I'm gonna be honest. Because when we were looking at the checking statements, they were a little hard to distinguish. If you don't get a physical copy of the check, sometimes you can't tell like what is it for and things like that. So I'm just throwing some stuff out there. The residents and the elected official have to come up with these processes, but it's good for us to talk about it, especially since these people are high budget spenders. Ooh, there's something buzzing around about District 204, School District 204, and I haven't even been digging in it. I know I told you I had did those first two cases on Thrasher and Lawrence on the board when they got Delgado in, but I think it was District 205. They were arguing. They were arguing. I got the video. I'm gonna look at it and see maybe if we'll do a little short recap. Um, they was arguing because they were trying to out somebody and they were doing it illegally. Yeah, I got to get more context to it. But I was like, "Ooh, this is a little messy." They talking about the Constitution and everything. Just know that this is the time for exposure, but and destruction of these type of systems. But we do have to be prepared to fix them and have these type of you know adult corny conversations. Like, what are we gonna do next, guys? Pay attention to this guy. We do. We got to pay attention to the way everybody's moving because there's still being a lot of money flushed into these systems. The school board, that's what they were saying. Like the school board, they said that they're in debt. I don't know, like 500,000 or something. I forgot. I'm gonna look into. I'm talking too soon, but it's something going on. Okay, so definitely keep your eye on that. What else we could talk about while we wait for them to get started? Anything else that y'all think needs to be addressed? We already said though they go everybody. Oh, that's great. Look like I got almost a packed room. When everybody sit down, I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna let this rock out. I'm gonna be quiet in the background. I am going to come on the screen. Y'all gonna be like, Grace, now you know you ain't supposed to be live. I love y'all. And sometimes if I don't go live and I try to do a recap, it's okay, but it just kind of pushed back all the content that I still had. I still got a lot to talk about. I really do. Today we were actually supposed to do the S. Hobson video. Cassandra's daughter, who was there at the Lexis Wilson on the live. So once I get off this live, I'm actually gonna look through the footage, guys. I didn't look through it. No, because it's hard for me. That's heavy. So it be having to be the spirit, like go look at it, and then I'll be having the stomach to look at it. So I'm gonna look at it and see what we find with the S. Hobsons, what she didn't do, just like the other Dalton cop. What do y'all think about the eminent domain thing? I do want to talk about that just a little bit. Allegedly, that they were thinking about doing eminent domain on the Pope property. So I was thinking it is a benefit if they get it for market value, fair market value, not that inflated value that they talk about $3 million. If they get it for fair market value, the average cost in Dalton for a home is about 210,000 to 260. Them little ass houses everywhere around that amount. But anyway, their house is so little, but they cute, they quaint. When you go in, they bigger than what it look out like in the outside. I keep it real. So what y'all think? Y'all think that they should move forward for that? Because I think that'll definitely bring revenue in. But that's not. But if the rest of the town is not developed and kept up, if y'all don't have hotels in Dalton for nice hotels to stay in Dalton? Because when I came, I didn't try to stay directly in Dalton, so I have to check if y'all have some nice hotel. I was like in Homewood. I had to be bougie and come back out like, let me check y'all. Let me stop. I'm just playing. I was in between Homewood and Dalton. I can't tell you exactly where I stayed at, but I think that they definitely have to do a lot of building up as far as having hotels there and things like that. If they do the eminent domain thing with the Pope property, that'll bring some people to Dalton, but I don't know how that will feng shui. I gotta go do a re-drive of Dalton myself again because it was a year ago that I looked at it, and I'm gonna go through almost every block this time and see. Look at Napoleon. Look, Grace Levi was about to say it. Finally showed up. Oh, shut up. You showed up. All right, Napoleon. Let's see what you got to do. What he's going to be doing with these services, okay, guys. Because remember, this is a service-based thing. Let's see. This is a service-based entity. That's what I want.
Dozen of eggs for $3.
Okay, he didn't start yet. This is a service-based entity, so let's see how Napoleon handled it. Y'all could do better chairs. Look at Napoleon, big football player self in that little chair. Shut up, y'all. Y'all know I'm gonna crack jokes. All right. Shout out to your favorite survivor story, Vivian Allen. We are streaming off of her stream. Y'all know how we do here. Great. We just do what we want to do until somebody says something. You know what I'm saying? I love y'all. Let's play. Thank you for being with us.
Is you trying to be funny?
I'm gonna have to send her super chat. Y'all know, y'all don't know people who I use their stream. I'll be sending them stuff out behind the scenes. They don't know. Talking to the mic. Let me know if the music too much for y'all guys. Would everyone please rise for the pledge of allegiance? To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Dear God of heaven, we are pausing now to say once again, thank you. Thank you again for the meetings of the mind. Thank you for everyone that represents this township leadership. And we ask, dear God, as the meeting goes on, that there's no answer. Oh God, no question that cannot be answered. That you give these leaders wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of how to run this great township, to take it to heights unseen. In Jesus' name we pray. Thank God. Amen.
Amen.
At this time, we want to open up. Thank you. At this time, we're going to open it up for public comments.
Public comments, you have 3 minutes. Paul Robert.
Good evening, neighbors.
Good evening.
I wish to use my time before you to speak to those who may not have been participants in township board meetings for the last year or so. After decades of perfunctory meetings with rubber stamp boards, Thornton Township all of a sudden became newsworthy. As criticism of the previous supervisor grew, there were times when that administration excluded the public from board meetings or assaulted or took to court those who spoke publicly against the previous administration. After the feds delivered subpoenas, 2 trustees decided to represent the residents instead of the supervisor, and board meetings became contentious and viewed worldwide. When township board meetings became too dangerous for some of the trustees or the township attorney to attend in person, we residents noticed that local, county, and state law enforcement still ignored our pleas for help. Many of us wondered then if higher level county or state politicians condoned corruption in Thornton Township government when they told us to wait for the feds or to wait for the election. Well, for the first time in 30 years, most township officers in the 2025 general election did not run unopposed. Some of us hoped that Thornton Township might become a democracy instead of a dictatorship. Unfortunately, 85% of registered voters did not vote for anyone. The question is, how can the board best learn the needs of the residents they are supposed to serve, knowing that their overwhelming choice for township supervisor was none of the above? Will you at least schedule a time when the public can ask you questions, like what the Dalton trustees have been doing every month? My first 3 questions are: 1, last year, we demanded a 3-year forensic audit of every township department. Although the board approved this 8 months ago, there has been no RFP. Number 2, why haven't the trustees mentioned anything about the process to prepare this year's budgets, which I believe should be up for vote this week? Lack of budget and no audited financial records were the previous board's reasons for not authorizing activities that are like some of those up for vote on today's agenda. 3, in the March 2024 election, we voted for the establishment of a second township-funded food pantry, but no one ever followed up. There already exist several well-managed food pantries in Thornton Township. Might it be more efficient to evaluate those we have already and then subsidize an existing one instead of starting from nothing with a new food pantry managed by political appointees? I look forward to your responses. Thanks.
Next up, Mr. Burke. Sorry, Mrs. Burke.
Good evening to all my Thornton Township neighbors. My name is Renew Burke, and I am a resident of Thornton Township now for close to 40 years. Originally, I lived for 8 years in Dalton before moving to South Holland, where I currently reside. I basically put my name down to speak today because I have been such a long-standing person in this community, and for the last 3 years, I was almost unable to attend a board meeting just based on how it affected my health. I am looking forward to working with a new board. I'm looking forward to having all the things that have gone on for the last 3 years continue to be in the rearview mirror for Thornton Township. I don't have a list of things. I have things in my head, and you'll see me at future meetings, and I look forward to that.
Thank you.
Ramona Adair.
Good evening, everyone, including the board. I just want to congratulate all of you for representing us. And I know it's been a long, hard fight, but we're over that. And what I want to say, I was not able to attend a lot of the township meetings that's due to my health, but I'm looking forward to great and mighty things from all of you. And I know that it has been a struggle, but you're in a new struggle now. So I'm looking forward to you all, and looking forward to attending all of the township meetings. I'm a Harvey resident. I've been there for about 10 years, so I'm still learning things. I'm still learning new things about the township and also about our meetings at, at Harvey. But I'm willing to learn and I have questions, but I don't have them now. So, but you will see my face in some of these meetings. I started coming early, which was around May due to my health. But I've watched everything on YouTube, so I was able to view a lot of things. And I just want to say I'm proud of you all. And I think we got somebody that is going to listen to us because we need somebody to hear us as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wendy Kelly Coleman.
Hi, I wasn't planning to speak today, but as you all know by now, I'm a busybody and I like to stay involved in what's going on in the township. I heard people mentioning years. I moved away, so I heard them talking McKinley Junior High and Thornwood, and all my kids went there and they are now grown. I met you when you first opened up your Beggar's Pizza. You showed me, you probably don't remember, but you showed me around the place. You're very proud of it, and you should. Congratulations to you all. Of course, I've been poking around already, and I noticed some things that still need to be done on the website. I still see some references to Henyard out there, and so I'm eager to see that gone and to see information totally about the new administration up there. But I have total confidence that we've got the right people in place now to make this township what it should have been and stop the madness. So I'll be at the meetings. I promised Mary, she's my friend, that I would be showing up. I stopped showing up a while ago due to the disrespect. I said, I'm not gonna waste my time anymore, but I'm back now that we've got a new administration in, and I'm very, very optimistic about the future of the township. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Dan Lee.
Did anyone else notice how everyone was smiling when you got here today? You have no idea how good that feels. But there are a couple of things that I was wondering about. That forensic audit that was mentioned by Mr. Roberts, is it possible to get updates on that monthly, at least on the website, if not here at the meetings? Because that, to me, is one of the main things that we need to do to move forward. We can't do anything unless we know how we stand financially and have it confirmed. Secondly, the Senate having an election pretty soon. There were several candidates out there that are asking for our votes. This is what I'm thinking. Since we're only going to do one meeting a month for the next June, July, and August, I'm thinking that possibly, since they want our vote, come here and tell us what the hell you're going to do for us. A lot of them did not show up doing all our turmoil over the last several years. And I saw a whole bunch of them waiting in line for chicken at the inauguration. Enough of that, okay? You want our vote, show up and show out. Show us what you're gonna do and let us know that you're not gonna disappear when the cameras disappear.
Say that.
And I have a question about one item on the ordinance, on the agenda. Ordinance 24007, item B. I don't quite understand. I understand that had been rescinded and it's going to be reversed, or maybe I have that wrong, I don't know. But I would, if you get a chance, you can explain it. I can't be the only one that doesn't know what that is. I have no clue as to what the heck that's all about. And it was really nice to see the unity between Thornton Township and some of our newly elected Dalton officials at the parade on Memorial Day. We need more of that. We ought to schedule some joint ventures, not just with Dalton, but whomever, whoever gets selected and whatnot, we can get out there and meet the people together, and that can only help our community. So that was really nice to see, all those smiling faces, Thornton Township and Dalton, and nobody was fighting, nobody was arguing, everybody was smiling, and everybody was happy. It's not gonna always be that way, but hell, we can hope, can't we?
Absolutely.
And this is from a young lady asked me to ask you all, that west side door that says go around to the front to get in. Some folks park on that side. Is it possible to get that manned open, for some people that have access, could have better access to get in and out of the building? That's something that might be helpful on the agenda going forward. Okay, I won't waste any more of your time, but just some items that, off the top of my head. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Nicole Scott.
Good evening, everyone. I really don't have anything to say, but just thank you. And I just wanted to congratulate everyone on being in the seat that you're in. I am a resident of South Holland, but I am also a business owner, and it is in Dalton. It's not a secret. These last 2 years have been very challenging, but I am glad that we can finally turn the page, and I am looking forward to working with this new administration to really do some great things in the Southland. For those who know me, and I am saying the same thing to you all, see my heart. It is definitely for the community. And so I'm just looking forward to working with you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Angela Russell.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Angela Russell. I am a newer member to Thornton Township. I've been in Dalton, a homeowner, since 2021 of December. I come to you to provide information. So one of the things that I heard people say a lot of is how much more relaxed these meetings are. I am a mental health professional, and we recently established a partnership with Dalton to be a part of their mental health hub with the agency I'm with named Envision Unlimited. And I'm hoping we can extend those services throughout Thornton Township. We recently had a lunch and learn at Calumet City Library. We're planning a Dalton event for this Thursday evening to introduce some of the services that Envision Unlimited has that we will bring it directly to Dalton. We want to make sure everything's accessible. So hopefully in the future, we'll be able to make those partnerships with more communities in the Southland. We're also a part of the Southland Ministerial Health Alliance Network, and we'll be working with the ministers to help bridge the gap between faith and mental health. And we've already have some trainings scheduled for our ministerial and clergy leaders. So I did bring some information for this board to have that we already provided to the Dalton board. I want to make sure that you have the information that we're giving to everyone so that we can collaborate and form a partnership to bring mental health services to Thornton Township. Just understand that's something that you had before and you're working to kind of revive those things. Hopefully Envision Unlimited can be one of the partners. Everything that we provide is free. We have the state grant, and we provide mental health education, not just to clergy, but to community members in ways that you can understand and relate. On our team, we have a pastor who is also a psychotherapist. We have myself, a mental health specialist with 25 years experience in mental health, not just with adults, but also working with children and people of different intellectual abilities. We also have 2 community certified recovery support specialists. These are people who have lived experience with mental health and mental illness, who are now trained to provide supportive services. So oftentimes when you see a therapist or a psychiatrist, you don't think that they can relate. Well, on our team, we've all had lived experience with some type of mental illness or mental health challenges. We want to normalize the conversation and reduce that stigma so that we all can heal in our own ways. And we also help people to understand how to have conversations with people to talk about mental health or mental illness and just provide support. Lastly, we don't just have those conversations. We refer you to resources to help you get the support that you need. And again, everything is free. So I have an information if you want to stuff. Thank you.
The first order of business is the approval of minutes. To approve the minutes of the special board meeting for May 19th, 2025. I make a motion to approve the minutes of the special board meeting for May 19th, 2025. Motion was made by trustee Byron, seconded by trustee Avant. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Gonzalez,
Yes.
trustee Stanley,
Yes.
trustee Avant. Yes. Supervisor Harris.
Yes. The motion passes. The next is the approval of bills. A, general fund. I move that we approve the general funds bill excluding items 2730. Here, a second. Second. Clerk, take roll.
Trustee Stanley,
Yes.
trustee Avant. Yes. Trustee Gonzalez,
Yes.
supervisor Harris.
Yes. The motion passes. Next, the approval of bills from the General Assistance Fund, item 7B, and also the Road and Bridge Fund, item 7C. Second? Second. Second by trustee Gonzalez. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Avant. Yes. Trustee Stanley,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez,
Yes.
supervisor Harris.
Yes. So items B and C, item 7, B and C passes. Next, we're moving on to old business. Old business to take up. The approval of resolutions, proclamations, and ordinances. Section 9A, approval of ordinance number 25-003, establishing the rules for the governing meeting for Township Board of Cook County, for Thornton Township, Cook County, Illinois. There a second?
Second.
I move to establish the ordinance 25-003, seconded by trustee Avant. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Gonzalez,
Yes.
trustee Stanley,
Yes.
trustee Avant. Yes. Supervisor Harris.
Yes. The motion carries. Ordinance passes. Next, item 9B, the recession of ordinance number 24-007, regulating the use of the merchandise personnel promotion of the officials, appointed officials from the township of County, Illinois. Second. Second. Seconded by trustee Gonzalez. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Stanley,
Yes.
trustee Avant. Yes. Trustee Gonzalez,
Yes.
supervisor Harris.
Yes. The motion carries. Next, we move right along to new business. Item section 10 of new business, item A, the approval of the summer enrichment program. Make a motion that we approve the summer enrichment program. Is there a second? Second. Seconded by trustee Stanley. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Avant. Yes. Trustee Stanley,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez,
Yes.
supervisor Harris.
Yes. The motion carries. Next is the approval of township officials of Illinois for the newly elected official training and virtual workshop. Is there a second? Second. Second by trustee Gonzalez. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Gonzalez,
Yes.
trustee Stanley,
Yes.
trustee Avant. Yes. Supervisor Harris.
Yes. The motion carries. Next, the approval of upcoming events, item C on section 10. Items 1, 2, and 3. Item 1 is bingo, May 29th, 2025, 4 to 6. Father's Day event is June 10th event on Saturday, June 14th, 2025. And everybody's birthday that provides this opportunity with the Senior Services Program, Monday, June 30th, 2025. Is there a motion to pass all three of the upcoming events approved by the second?
I'll make a motion to approve the upcoming events.
Trustee Stanley makes the motion to approve the three events, seconded by Trustee Avant. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Stanley?
Yes.
Trustee Avant? Yes. Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Supervisor Harris?
Yes. The motion carries and the events are approved. Next order of business is section 10, item D, the appointment of administrative assistant. Stephanie Williams, is there a motion to appoint administrative assistant?
Motion to appoint administrative assistant.
Second. Motion by trustee Gonzalez, second by trustee Stanley. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Avant? Yes. Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Stanley?
Yes.
Supervisor Harris?
Yes. Motion carries.
They talking low.
There's no trustees report, and under the supervisor's report, we're still in the process of collecting information in regards to the audit that was being conducted. We're still gathering information on that, and we'll report back once I gather all information regarding that. Also, over yesterday, we had a great time at the parade, the South Holland Parade, as well as Village of Thornton Parade as well. Trustees came out, festive atmosphere, everyone was happy, joyous, and getting along. And we expect that type of behavior to be inclusive around the whole township. So I plan on making it my business to connect with every inch of the township, from every mayor, every, as they say, nook and cranny from all 17 communities, to see and to answer questions amongst the residents of what we can do as a body to make sure that the township is being effective in your community. So that's my supervisor report. Once we get more information back around the audit, we will share that accordingly. With no further business coming before this body, someone make a motion to adjourn. Trustee Avant makes a motion to adjourn. Seconded by trustee Stanley.
Sometimes they put it on a meeting and they really don't have it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they have to put it on every.
All right, y'all. I do apologize if it was hard to hear. I think it was their mics. That was a pretty short meeting. They ran through that like swimwear. All right, so shout out to your favorite survivor. That was her stream. Thank you. I do want to address some things. But I'm just gonna tell you, I'm gonna address some things. But Weedman being appointed the administrator really put a smile on my face because she really deserved it, and she worked really hard for Thornton Township, and she was one of the first few whistleblowers. So when he made his speech and she wasn't nominated at that time, I would assume, but something changed. God be the glory. So I think me just seeing that and hearing that, I believe is going to be more of a check and balance system. I will hope. That ordinance, and I'm glad Dan Lee brought it up. This is why I had said something in the beginning, and there's a recession of the ordinance regulating the use of the township merchandise for personal promotion. And you remember that they put that on because of Tiffany Henyard and her daggone spending. but it is a little biased that they rescinding it right now, because it was a big problem when she was doing it. But I will say she was putting a stain on. She's putting a stain on it. So that was one of the things that I was questioning. So shout out to Dan Lee for continuing to just be on it. You see what I'm saying? And as he said, they're throwing subliminal messages out. Dan Lee and Mr. Roberts, because Dan Lee was like, show up and show out and show us like what you're doing. Not he didn't directly say address that to Napoleon, but the people are making Napoleon aware that he has to be involved as far as communicating with people. They're looking to hear certain things from him and be involved. Like they want to be involved. Also, you heard Mr. Roberts. He was like basically the state reps didn't step in when Tiffany was doing all of this. Everybody was really quiet, like he, in all words, if y'all want to play his part again. And he did say that he looked forward to not having another dictatorship, because I think we just need to. Y'all want to play his part again, real quick? I think I gotta give Mr. Roberts the floor, because he said some pertinent things, and he be stating his stuff, even when you sometimes encounter him on public platforms like Facebook. He's pretty consistent. So give me 1 second. I just want to listen to Mr. Roberts again. And when they were talking, it was clear because they were right directly on the mic. And I believe the elected officials wasn't on the mic. Give me 1 second. Let's just play Mr. Roberts' speech again, because he's definitely keeping his eyes on the prize. And I really respect him for it. I always respected Mr. Roberts for his position. Let's just put it on one more time so y'all can watch him, and then we'll get off.
We have 3 minutes. Paul Roberts.
Good evening, neighbors.
Good evening.
I wish to use my time before you to speak to those who may not have been participants in township board meetings for the last year or so. After decades of perfunctory meetings with rubber stamp boards, Thornton Township all of a sudden became newsworthy. As criticism of the previous supervisor grew, there were times when that administration excluded the public from board meetings, or assaulted or took to court those who spoke publicly against the previous administration. After the feds delivered subpoenas, 2 trustees decided to represent the residents instead of the supervisor, and board meetings became contentious and viewed worldwide. When township board meetings became too dangerous for some of the trustees or the township attorney to attend in person, we residents noticed that the local, county, and state law enforcement still ignored our pleas for help. Many of us wondered then if higher level county or state politicians condoned corruption in Thornton Township government when they told us to wait for the feds or to wait for the election. Well, for the first time in 30 years, most township officers in the 2025 general election did not run unopposed. Some of us hoped that Thornton Township might become a democracy instead of a dictatorship.
Did you not? That's why I just let it play out. He highlighted that he was like that. Most people ran unopposed, and we will hope that it don't turn into a dictatorship. So, we're gonna pay attention to some of the things that's rescinded, some of the things that's just because this was straight yes, yes, yes. Now I already highlighted that they increased the budget for the activities for bingo, because y'all was complaining about what type of stuff Tiffany was buying. And she had a $4,000 budget per bingo game. That's what it was looking like. And then we were calculating it, and she was within budget for a little while. And then it was like 4 or 5 months she was just rocking out. But just definitely, like, let's just pay attention. I want everybody to stay on point. Just like Mr. Roberts. Shout out to him.
Unfortunately, 85% of registered voters did not vote for anyone. The question is, how can the board best learn the needs of the residents they are supposed to serve, knowing that their overwhelming choice for township supervisor was none of the above?
Ooh.
Will you at least schedule a time when and the public can ask you questions.
See, y'all ain't hear that. When I said y'all hear it and it cut, he said he was like, when nobody chose for none of the above. Where could we really talk? So I pray that they open the lines of communication and he start doing like some tea with the supervisor or something, because I do believe it's a line of communication that has to still be open.
Like what the Dalton trustees have been doing every month. My first three questions are: one, last year we demanded a 3-year forensic audit of every township department. Although the board approved this 8 months ago, there has been no RFP. Number two.
Remember, I'm glad he brought it back up.
Why haven't the trustees mentioned anything about the process to prepare this year's budgets, which I believe should be up for vote this week? Lack of budget and no audited financial records were the previous board's reasons for not authorizing activities that are like some of those up for vote on today's agenda.
He called it out. He's right.
3, in the March 2024 election, we voted for the establishment of a second township-funded food pantry, but no one ever followed up. There already exist several well-managed food pantries in Thornton Township. Might it be more efficient to evaluate those we have already and then subsidize an existing one instead of starting from nothing with the new food pantry managed by political appointees? I look forward to your responses.
Ooh. He said the new pantry being controlled by political appointees. So I'm going to just leave that where Mr. Roberts dropped it. He dropped it with a smile, respectfully. So I'm going to have to give it to, excuse me, Dan Lee and Mr. Roberts for definitely staying focused and asking the questions that needs to be asked. I think what smoothed things out at the end, because I was like, wait, y'all running through this and no answers, no questions being answered again. And it looks like the activity budget compared to what we looked at before has increased. And you remember I said, hey, the unaudited budget that they showed us, if you look at the activity section, it doesn't have a lot in it. So it looked like they're waiting for the new administration to come in to structurize that, which makes sense. But did they do that? I'm going to look. We're going to look to see if it's updated from the last time we looked, okay? Because it has been updated twice, the unaudited budget that they put out there. So just throw it in. I need you guys to stay woke. This was a great meeting. I'm glad I attend. Short and to the point, drama-free and respectable. We will be live back on Thursday or Friday. We're going to get into the S. Hobson clips. I'm about to drink my tea and watch these videos. Y'all pray for me. You know what I'm saying? Because watching it a lot live and uncut is a lot. We do ask you guys to help us with the butterfly release that's coming up July 27th. You can donate $4 for a butterfly with a message, and we'll read it live on this platform on the 27th. We're going to have vendors. We already have vendors signed up. It's going to be a great event. And so I'm grateful. The information is located on our under the video. I'll put it under the video, and you can always look at our old posts. So I will see you guys later on this week. Thank you for being with Grace D. Levi and doing what I love to do. But until then, you know what's going on.
Guys, this is Super Mayor Tiffany A. Henry, the People's Mayor. So, you guys doing a lot of snitching.
Don't let my snitching fool you. I love a good jam. And I'm S-I-N-G-L-E again. Outside hanging out the window with my ratchet ass friends. Let's go!
Go, Karen.
Let's go!
Karen.
Don't let my snitching fool you.
I could not be here breathing and be comfortable if I was really as bad as they was making it. Nobody could be around me. So for me to be this calm, I must have some kind of inner peace. And my inner peace is knowing that once everybody take the time to really see what type of person I am, you'd be surprised that I stuck around this long.
I have to make the life that I do live as happy as I can and try to do the best with what I have. Live the best life I can live, be as happy as I can be. Nothing is perfect for anybody. I don't.
Boys, I swear, I think I figured it out. You know why? They don't want us redneck brothers and sisters in the neighborhood brothers and sisters getting along. You know why? Because we'd be unstoppable. I'm telling you right now, we would shut shit down.
Public comment, and she'll just put her head down and she won't listen to anything. She won't acknowledge anything. You know, I've seen mothers of murdered children and people who've lost family members in Dalton. She'll put her head down and she will not even acknowledge that the person is there.